Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you got to do, make it last.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show 882, where we talk about professionalized wrestling and make mouth sounds. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter and other social medias and Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we have a hell of an unplanned show, overrunning show. Oh my God, we're like a half hour late. But we are here all over the place, all over the streams, wherever you want to be. And I need to get the feed up here so I can see what you guys are doing in the chat room. Hello on Facebook. Hello, Tina in Seattle. Hello, Dave Podner and everybody else hopping in there. We have first from oh man, it just broke me. Station, Hopewell Station, New York. He is the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE. He is Mad Mike. What?
So close, Sorg.
What?
We're a junction.
Junction, station, junction. Damn it! All I know is when I
Hopewell Junction. What's your function?
All I know is every time I say it, I think about like a train station, and when I cut to you, I'm really hoping you have a conductor's hat.
One of these days.
One of these days.
No, but if you need me, I will be doing the choo-choo.
Yes.
Because as we discussed, that's good for a podcast. Yeah, we are here to give you great oral. That is AURAL. That is also not my joke. That is a Kevin Smith joke.
I have to Google your joke. Oh, relating to the ear and sense of hearing. Oh, good. Like a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Wow, the Mayhem buy-in is incredible.
Again, it's not my joke. It's a Kevin Smith joke.
I hope everybody's enjoyed the buy-in of the Mayhem show. Oh, yeah, we should do a Mayhem bio where it's hosted by... We'll get Eamon and Merlin here to stand in front of the studio and talk about the things that are going to happen on the podcast. And then we'll have... And just like a random guy in the street will probably flip them off anyways, just like Eddie Kingston. So, you know, it's pretty much on brand. Also on brand, we have back with us Emily Fear of the Grit and Glitter podcast, joining in once again, and big Enjoy Wrestling fan. And you're going to tell me about the show that I really wish I didn't miss.
Yeah.
So
it was a really good one.
It sounded like a really good. Looked like it was going to be a really good one. I saw some pictures. So.
I mean, we'll talk about it, but like they don't really have bad shows, but this wasn't a particularly like tightly paced show.
Yeah,
I have to say. So yeah, we'll talk about that one.
Well, hey, you know, it's nice when you can plan a show every 3 months. You got a lot of time to find too, so I appreciate that. I have to be in Cleveland doing things we'll talk about later in the show, something about territories and pumpkins. So we'll get into that. But in the meantime, tonight was the actually, Mike, you need to do this because what was tonight? What was tonight?
Tonight, hold on, everyone prepare your eardrums because tonight
I'm on the fader.
was yet another installment of.
Oh wow, Zoom killed that.
Ooh.
Zoom
Yeah,
killed
I know.
that. The
Oh, no,
Tuesday night.
I'll do it
War.
quietly. I'll do it quietly. The midweek.
Well, I still cut it out. Oh no! The midweek
really?
war returns. Wow.
All right, fine.
We got to
It's
put you
the
on
midweek
natural
war.
audio. What's that?
Oh, actually, hold on. I got one more try.
Okay.
It's the midweek war, baby, if you will.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
There we go.
If you
There
will,
we go.
if you will. It was a Tuesday night war. It was Tony Khan's birthday. He got bumped up to his birthday. Thank you, TNT, and I'm sure an NBA game tomorrow night or something, right? And then
Hockey, probably.
hockey? Are you
Hockey.
sure on the TNT?
Hockey or
TBS?
baseball?
Yeah.
What is TBS?
It's probably hockey.
Not baseball?
I'm checking.
Because, it might be baseball, too.
It's
But
baseball.
I know hockey started tonight. Like, the Pens are currently playing
Yeah,
now.
I don't think he'd be bumped for this season of this early in the season though. I think it's a baseball game.
Season opener, yeah. No, because they do hockey on Wednesday nights. I know that.
All I see on the schedule is Young Sheldon, MLB. So MLB
Okay.
postseason. They TBS has postseason MLB baseball.
See, I know sports.
Good job. Good job.
I'm a real sports knowing person.
Good. So
ball.
either way, it led to Title Tuesday. It led to a rockin' show that included a buy-in on YouTube, which included Minoru Suzuki against Eddie Kingston for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship and the Ring of Honor World Championship. It was worth it. I'm glad they added it. You're shaking your head.
I mean, I'm not shaking it like wrong. I'm just shaking of like, okay, so like we're getting two big shows on one night at the same time, and then
Yes.
AEW is like, hey, what if we also made you tune in a half an hour early to watch something that you don't want to miss on a different medium
And he announced
entirely?
it,
What's that?
and he announced that at the same time as calling Triple H and Shawn Michaels dickheads, essentially.
Wait, when did he do that?
Wait, did you not see how unhinged Tony Khan was this morning?
No. Like
Yeah.
was it on Twitter?
Yeah, it was on Twitter. He called them bald assholes. Like
Oh no.
he was unhinged. And
Somebody,
I'm like,
I saw somebody.
dude, all this time and you still can't book a second women's match.
So there was. I'm sorry, Emily. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just based on his tweeting today, his responses today. Someone gave him a little extra like powder on his cornflakes. Just saying.
You know what? I'm watching, you know that gives new meaning to me because I'm watching the first.
He hasn't slept since NXT announced it was going commercial free for the first half hour.
Listen. I'm literally in the middle of watching the first season of Succession right now, and there's a lot of cocaine in the part I'm at right now. So this really kind of jives with me today.
Well, and I just watched Cocaine Bear yesterday for the first time,
Yes, and you're like, is this a Tony Khan documentary?
which is a movie that will make you simultaneously be afraid of and want to do cocaine a lot.
Right?
Did I see anything involving cocaine?
Or did you just do some
I watched
cocaine?
an episode of Archer.
Oh,
that has a lot of
counts.
It has a lot of cocaine.
Average
yeah.
episode of
Yeah.
Archer has at least 2 instances of cocaine use.
Oh yeah, especially those early seasons. Thank you all. I'm really looking right now. So where's the unhinged part? Wrestling tomorrow. You know what? I don't know. Do you think people write
He
the
just
tweets?
posted a screenshot that said bald asshole when some
Oh my
website
God, he
called
did.
Yeah, he did.
What the hell?
I'm like, all right,
Right.
dude.
Oh, and it's a response
Whatever.
to
And then someone-
it's a response to Nick Houseman of all people. Triple H and Shawn Michaels look to send Tony Khan a message. I have a message for
which,
them.
again,
Bald
wasn't-
asshole. What is happening? Listen.
Yeah.
Wait. Roll back. We are all, I think everybody here, we all come from watching an era where Eric Bischoff rolled out on a motorcycle and challenged Vince McMahon to a fight. Correct? We all witnessed this, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't hate this. I really don't hate this at all.
I'm really glad social media didn't exist during the
Yeah, sure about that.
I'm really happy.
Also, this was a great week for Twitter to roll out. We're going to eliminate headlines from everything because I literally saw this tweet and didn't know it was a fucking article. Triple H and Shawn Michaels looked to send Tony Khan a message, just a picture of them crossing their arms for some reason. You know, you don't want to click on it. It's like, oh, great, it's going to be an image, and it's actually like a fucking article. So, like, what the fuck, guys? See our Awesome Cast group for some shares about why this is a very wrong, bad thing. But anyways, basically, here's the fun part, wrestling fans. You can take any article and it has the embedded image and write whatever you want at the top of it. Happy Misinformation Day. Enjoy.
It's so appalling from an information professional standpoint.
Yes. This is your livelihood here.
It is like there's no reason to it. There's absolutely no use to it. It makes it less accessible. It makes it less decipherable. It is. You're right. It's a magnet for misinformation and misdirection.
Or I don't click on the article.
Because I have no idea that I'm looking at an article because it's just an image. You don't entirely know if it's going to be leading you to anything or not.
Welcome to Accidental Awesome Cast.
Well, at least the writer's strike is back, so I can get my news from John Oliver and Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that started, and I immediately got sad. Anyways, okay, so otherwise Tony just kind of being an unhinged. Listen, it says, Mike, can't you give him a break? It's his birthday.
Yeah, this
It's
is
also
Mike's fault.
Ilya Dragunov's birthday, and he didn't go off like a fucking maniac.
Well, I mean,
he did
wait.
when Dom slapped him in the face.
I was gonna say it's kind of his job.
That wasn't good.
It's kind of his job to go off like a maniac.
He
I mean,
gets
that's
to
kind of
work-
his brand.
Yeah, he gets to work it out in
Yes.
like a physical form. What can Tony Khan do? Tony
Fist
Khan's like,
pump real hard. Yes.
Tony just like did a ton of lines.
I have a gif of Tony Khan when he had to do the Shazam promo that I just use on occasion because it's just like when he had to say Shazam like 7 times in a promotional segment, and I feel like that's the only way that Tony Khan can channel any catharsis that is not blowing off steam on the internet. And
I love it.
so
I love it.
you should just say like
One of my
Shazam.
one of my favorite things is one of my buddies. Every time Tony Khan has a promo, he watches the promo back and times how long the promo is, and then counts how many times Tony blinks.
Kind of the blink the minute ratio going on there.
Yeah.
I get it.
In
get
the
it.
Shazam
it's
promotional
lower
me-
than you.
in
It's
the-
lower than you think.
In the Shazam promotional message, he does not blink.
Yes.
Didn't they do a match like sponsored by Shazam? That was like some
Yes.
big deal.
And so the promotional message was like the lead into it, and he doesn't blink. He maybe blinks once at the very beginning, and that's it.
Yeah, that movie didn't do too well, so it didn't really work, did it? So
Sorry, Tony Khan. He put his all into it.
he did put his all
All
into
into
it, and I just think, man, I don't think the rest
He
of Warner
put
Brothers
his
did.
all into it.
All in.
Yeah.
By the way, by the way, big fan of Shazam 2. Watch it. There's this unicorn thing that's
Wait,
really
Shazam
hilarious.
2?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
finish
that was the
movie.
second
It was good.
Shazam.
Fury of the Gods.
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Wait.
It's great. It has Helen Mirren as a
Mhm.
villain.
Wait, have you seen the first Shazam? How are you with superhero movies?
I saw a Black Panther once.
How are you with Zachary Levi, other than personal commentary?
I was gonna say, isn't
I realized that was a loaded question. Sorry about that one.
Isn't he
So,
kind of a nerd?
I mean, I was a Chuck fan, so I mean, that led into
Who
that.
wasn't?
I mean, yeah, come on.
Come
come
on,
on.
Chuck and that guy and the things.
What?
I don't remember anything about Chuck other than he was like a spy, but not a spy.
Cake was the intro. Yvonne, what's her face was the girl in it, and who else showed up in it? What's that?
Stravinsky.
Yeah, she's thrown up in a couple of
What was
things.
the show about the guy who owned a bowling alley? It wasn't Chuck. It was Ed. Sorry, I was trying to remember. I was getting them confused. They both starred kind of innocuous white guys.
I don't know that one.
Ed? Yeah, he owned a bowling alley.
I haven't heard of that.
What is this? What is this?
Oh my God, Lost NBC Classic.
What?
He owned a bowling alley to woo a woman. I forget.
This is a series?
This was a series. I think it ran for at least 3 seasons.
I'm looking this
Literally,
up
the
now.
show's called Ed.
Mhm.
Determined to win her heart, Ed decides to stay, buying a rundown bowling alley and setting up a new law firm in the process.
That's
What?
right, he was
the
a lawyer.
bowling alley
Wow, Ed-
lawyer? What
He's
is
a
this?
bowling alley lawyer.
3 episodes.
It had 3
Tom
episodes.
Kavanaugh.
It had more than 3 episodes.
No, it had 83 episodes.
83 episodes.
83 weeks. Sorry.
Tom Kavanaugh. Why have I never heard of this?
That's right. Well, because
And Justin Long's in it. What
yes,
the fuck?
What
a
is
young
this?
Justin Long,
Ed.
like
And John Slattery, Leah Thompson. What?
Never
Never heard of this show once.
I think
2000 to 2004.
I think the woman he's trying to win over is the woman who's on Modern Family now. I can't remember her name. But yeah,
I think Modern Family's over too. So
is Modern Family after 20 seasons or so?
yeah. Well, no. It just seems like they're still going because they're still advertised on
Oh,
some channel.
I know why I didn't watch this. It was on during Simpsons time.
Ah, there you go. Oh, it was
That's
on
why I
Sunday.
didn't watch it.
Ooh, the pilot's on
Sunday
YouTube.
night at 8.
Oh, the pilot's on YouTube.
All right.
All right, we're gonna drop this into the chat room for everybody on Facebook. Enjoy
Welcome
with
to
that.
our live watch along of
Yeah.
the series Ed.
All right, Edcast.
Welcome to Edcast.
I'm the
What
only one who remembers this show apparently.
Yeah, this is like I felt like I was the only one that remembered the tag team pilot with Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura. I'm like randomly I watched that, so I was like, oh hey, I know what Roddy Piper is.
Didn't
Let's
they
go.
mock that in Major League 2?
I think what did they?
Did they?
Yeah, there was a fake TV show with Willie Mays Hayes and Jesse Ventura.
Oh my God, you're totally right, Mike.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
it was called like Double Player. No, it was something even lamer than that.
No, it was something lamer
Oh.
than that.
Yeah.
Oh,
alright,
man.
I'm
I
looking
actually-
it up now.
I have seen Major League 2 way more than I've seen the original Major League because Major League 2 was the one that they played on HBO a lot at a certain era, and so I watched it several times.
It was called Black Hammer and White
Black
Lightning.
Hammer White Lightning.
That's even better.
What
Just
is
perfect.
happening right now? All right.
That's what happens when you
Anyways,
don't plan your show.
rolling
I
back.
mean, you
to
know,
the...
it's not like there was any wrestling to talk about.
No.
There's no wrestling to talk about
There
at
were,
all.
there were no major
Well,
figures of wrestling.
Well, you know what? Let's give this another. We'll give this another go. In the meantime, guys, if you want to have any conversations, any thoughts about what happened on the Tuesday Night War, you can.
What
hit
was
up
your favorite forgotten NBC sitcom?
Yeah, there you go.
Was it News Radio? We'll never know
That's-
unless you tell us.
That's not forgotten, right?
Sometimes some people forget.
Oh wait, some people have bad memories. But it needs resurrected like everything else. No, but you can let us know about your favorite dead sitcom at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. And you can also hit us up on all the social medias, Wrestling Mayhem Show or at Mayhem Show on all those places. We do have a great Facebook group where a lot of people sharing throughout the week. And we do have a Patreon as well. Thank you, everybody that's... and we're live here every Tuesday-ish. Let's say no. We're live every Tuesday, 10-ish, depending on whatever the hell is happening with wrestling that night. Sometimes we'll run a little bit later.
Don't blame us. Blame wrestling.
That's right. They're encroaching on our territory. And anyways, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the Fan Show level, Bo Diggity. Woo! As I don't know why we slow-moed it today. Ed Berg, Team Hammerfist, and Bobby F. J. Town, who got a name drop on AwesomeCast today, by the way. And Poppy Club level, our friends Dave Profmont Potter, spouse of Rooster Early Affair at roosterearlyaffair.com, and Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid. At the Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy, and The Riz, and Lance Fisher. And at the manager level, Bradley. You guys can support the show at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. I think I'm going to talk with Mike about what I've watched so far of Succession, and and the first episode of Loki.
And the pilot
Oh,
of Ed.
I've seen one of those.
And
things.
we'll watch Ed.
we will watch Ed.
Apparently. That's a card subject to change for Patreon. Anyways. So let's go back to it. You watched NXT. You checked in on AEW. Emily watched the last bit of both shows with me. What did you say? I love on your Twitter is like a lot of asking, and why is he here?
Yeah. Well, because Sorg was nice to put it as I was helping to sort things out, but my way of sorting things out is, what's he doing here? What's the point of this?
I don't know what the
what is his mission here?
I don't know the explanation of why the Undertaker really came out, how that was instigated or anything like that. I missed that part.
Well, you see, Braun called himself a badass.
Oh,
yes.
Like Sorg, we had WrestleQuest on last week. That's like a summoning thing.
that is like a summoning.
If you call yourself a badass, the actual badass is gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
Does this work
That's
for
just
anyone?
how that works.
Does this work for like everybody, like non-wrestlers too? Can we just summon the Undertaker?
I think you have to have a wrestling themed microphone.
You have to be in a wrestling ring. In a wrestling ring.
That too.
And the sound guy is ready to go and doesn't play the wrong music for Sami Zayn. Once again, glad to know those things happen at that level as well. So, you guys didn't miss, what was it? Sami Zayn's heel music played when they came out for the promo yesterday.
It was a combo theme with him and Owens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a combination of their two themes.
Yeah, until they both were like, "What the hell?" So,
Yeah.
They were visibly like confused by the situation. So, but anyways, what was I getting at? So I thought, yeah, go ahead. Yeet. Yeah, well, we'll get to that too. I thought the show was interesting. Here's my general view on it. Well, first of all, I had a very interesting experience because I went to pull both of them up, and I went to pull up the TBS channel on the cable app that I use, and it told me I was not allowed to stream on this device. So I found other means to, and by the way, legitimate means. I paid for it to watch AEW tonight. And I will tell you, I'm going to put this aside. I think I put this in the Discord. So if you have the opportunity to watch an international feed through completely legal means of tunneling yourself, swimming across the ocean to watch it in England, etc., I recommend it. One, you don't get ads repeatedly for Big Bang Theory that drive me fucking insane, and then or telling me how my libido's down. Thanks, all those commercials. And when you go to picture-in-picture, it doesn't go away. In fact, when Don Callis and Takeshita are doing the Sammy Guevara card thing, you have a running commentary by Excalibur and Taz, which ends in Taz asking, "Why didn't they just say all this stuff?" And Excalibur saying, "Because in America, this is in a picture-in-picture during a commercial." Taz. So, if you, it sounds like the old dark Taz and Excalibur is alive and well, during the picture-in-pictures.
I missed that too, man.
Although it was happening during the Kingston and and Suzuki match on YouTube as well, but it was pretty fantastic. So
it really can't. It has to be said that the biggest thing that we miss now from no longer having Dark is having that like wild, unchecked Excalibur Taz energy.
I do appreciate Ian and Caprice though on a
Yeah.
bigger stage and more cohesive and not on basic over the air stuff that Mike can't get in his region. So anyways, my general, it was a good NXT show, sprinkled in, of course, with the stars. And then it also illustrates the WWE problem where I felt like I could put it on the side and listen to WWE like a podcast because there was a lot of talking while I watched the action on AEW. So that was kind of nice to split that. I don't want to do this every week. This is exhausting to try to pay attention to two shows and try to put a podcast up at the same time. So I would split a few ways. Both shows were a lot of fun. I still feel like the NXT show was like, and here's a lot of stars for reasons that we don't, no real reason that we're going to tell you about. So,
Wait, I disagree with that.
what was the reasoning for everybody coming on the show this week?
Okay, well,
In story.
Cody Rhodes was on to announce that the tournament named after his father is coming back.
Okay. And became
That's
commissioner
reason
for
enough
the
for
night.
me.
And became commissioner for the night. Okay.
Yeah. That's reason enough for me.
Why was John Cena there?
No. Because Carmelo Hayes called him last week and asked him for advice. They're both Boston boys. They both have a similar background. And Cena said he'd be in his corner.
I do appreciate Mike tying this together for me for things that I might have missed.
I asked why, and I'm getting reasons.
I mean, it is like 7 hours of television every week. It's hard to get all the details. So I'm glad Mike is a very detail-oriented watcher of the WWE product, so he can pull this together
like
for me.
I should get paid for it or something.
Yeah, almost like you should watch wrestling like it's your job.
Almost like. Yeah.
Almost
like it.
Okay. So thank you. So there were like reasons.
So do you have any other?
We explained that the Undertaker's summoning.
Yes. Which he's the Undertaker. It makes sense.
And we have
Plus,
kind
it's
of
spooky season. You're gonna summon a demon at some.
But we didn't summon the spooky
Well, yeah, I
one.
was gonna say we summoned like lame.
Whoa,
Undertaker.
whoa.
I'm sorry, but he's like not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's not as cool. He's just not. I'm sorry. He's not as cool in that.
Sorry, we can't
gimmick.
ask him way back here.
No, that's it. That's the line.
Come
Okay.
on.
All right.
Maybe
No,
when
I'm
he was younger,
I'm
but like
kidding, I'm
now, like full
Like,
Undertaker
I'm-
mode. He's so much
Well, now,
cooler.
I say now he just reminds me of my dad biking. So,
Well,
which is
Right.
not
to be fair,
terrible. I mean, my dad was fucking cool. Okay.
The bike doesn't have as much gravitas inside an automobile. So I'll give you that.
I bet that sucked for the audience. I hate it when
I'll give you that.
I hate it when it revs two doors. I mean, I can't. Well, it's a Harley, so I kind of love it. But like it's a big thing when it's like 2 doors down in my neighborhood, right? You imagine being in that echo chamber of the performance center with like 100 fans or whatever that they fit in there. You know, like that's got to be terrible. There's a reason we do this
I would
outside.
say though, for the amount of people they had in there, it sounded like 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
it was
That crowd
loud.
was.
I don't know. I think there's a little bit.
hot.
I think NXT has a practice of sweetening the crowd a little bit. So, you know, because I can't imagine it's
think
that
they
loud
need
all
it
the time in
tonight.
there. Maybe.
I don't think they needed it tonight.
You heard those holy shit chants, or well, you heard the first half of them.
Yeah, we heard some of that. Yeah. So, man, WWE's like dedication to the mute button is
That's not WWE. That's the networks.
well, yeah. Okay, it's the networks, and it's weird because it's a USA Network thing. Are you sure it's the networks?
Absolutely
You-
positive.
Okay, you can confirm that. Okay.
It's them and Fox.
Is that well? I
Fox has
understand
added
Fox
that too.
doing it. I understand Fox doing because they're network. They have FCC to worry about. They have to do it. They can't let that shit out there,
You
right?
said you can't say shit on USA.
That's USA's choice at that point because these chants used to happen before, and they would
Yeah,
go
which
with
is weird because then they'll show Chucky, and Chucky says fucking everything.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's just
Yeah.
Somebody made a
Context.
choice at some point. Somebody somewhere had a meeting. Okay.
They were like, we don't need that word shit on our
No.
on our popular show Burn Notice.
Well,
We don't need it on the
If
popular.
we don't let Bruce Campbell say it, you ain't saying it, John Cena.
We don't let our former princess Meghan Markle say it on our popular television show Suits. So no, we're not gonna let you, Mr. Wrestling Men, say it either.
Mm-hmm.
Got good enough for Burn Notice? Not good for you.
For burn notice. What is on USA these days? I don't even know like what people watch on there. That's not like ever since Suits and Bird Notice went away. I literally don't know.
What was the one about the guy who lied his way? Psych.
Well, that's not on there anymore.
no, that's not.
They had the
on there
movies
anymore.
on Peacock.
I'm all out of ideas here.
Yeah, a lot of ideas.
My USA
don't know.
knowledge is like 90s like silk
I-
stockings
I
and
don't- I don't
the
know if
bikes
they
one.
have any original programming.
I mean, they got Chucky, but that
They
came
have Chucky,
over.
they have, like,
Armageddon, Big D. They got a lot of
Brave
reality
Alaska
shows.
or some shit.
Yeah, they got a lot of.
Aw.
They went reality show.
They have a
pretty
lot
hard.
of SVU.
Yes.
They run a lot.
There's some straight up Steve Austin, Ms. and Mrs. are listed on here.
They have Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago
But
Comptroller.
that's all
They have a lot of
the
those.
youth comptroller. That's all reruns though, aren't they? That's all syndicated,
Yes,
right?
they're all
so
Chicago Sewage and Plumbing. Chicago.
they have a smattering of Law and Orders, some NCISs, and then I don't know. It's confusing because you go to USA Network and you get stuff for every other station, including Peacock on here. So there's that. Like they're really kind of breaking down these station identities, I guess. Anyways, what Peacock preview? That sounds dirty. Let's move on from that. Anyways, so I mean, so how do you feel? Like, did it? I mean, I think without question, this is we are fighting. We are fighting against a opposition on another channel thing. I mean, there's no like it reeks of that the entire night, of course. But Mike, did they deliver on some good moments, good WWE sized moments for you tonight?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I got to hear Cody Rhodes say Gabagool to Tony D. That alone is a win.
It's a
for
little
me.
bit of nice
That was
crossovers for you,
fantastic.
right?
How did he do saying
Yeah.
it? Can he say it? Can he say it?
Hey, he dropped some California love lyrics. I think he would have been good with the Gabagool, right? Like like Cody Rhodes is a cultural phenomenon, multicultural phenomenon.
First he's saying yeet, now he's saying Gabagool.
He
He transcends.
He talks to every culture, apparently.
He's a man of many people.
Turns out, remember
One might say he's an American nightmare.
Yeah, remember that promo a couple years ago that was really awkward where he said that he pretty much ended racism? Turns out he was right. And he's proving it, and he's showing us.
Racism has decreased a lot since Cody Rhodes has been around.
Sure.
Sure. I'd love to see the graph on that, but
I
sure.
want to see the stats on this.
I want to see the stats on that.
Anecdotally
All right.
speaking.
Where's
I want to preface. This is Tina saying this.
Okay.
This is Tina saying this. Tina says he's called Cody Luther King for a reason. This is Tina saying this. As Tina's words. As Tina's joke. That is not my joke. That is Tina's joke.
Oh, my gosh.
Tina.
Speaking of other royal families, Pillman changed his name tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the explanation.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the explanation. I thought because at first I had heard about the name through like various dirt sheets and whatnot. I'm like, oh God, why are they doing this? But at least it makes sense.
It's better than McGillicuddy, right?
Oh yeah.
So Brian basically cuts his promo. He watches his dad's stuff and says, "I'm not my dad. I'm my own person, and I don't even know him." And he changed his name to the guy who raised him, right? So now he's Brian King.
Okay.
No, he's Lexus King.
Lexus King?
Lexus King.
Lexus King. He didn't announce his first name, but that's the
That should be the name. So he at least revealed the King part of his name.
Yeah, because Lexus is named after his sister or stepsister, Alexis.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's a little bit Alexis.
Okay.
That's
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like I just need to like flip my hair a whole bunch, Mike.
Tina says just hop on Black Wrestling Twitter for a few. Just don't put us there. I'm
By
gonna
the
do
way,
a super cut.
whenever there's a pause, I'm just going to insert yeet.
I'm gonna do a super cut of Yeats and just release it as a TikTok and see what happens, Mike.
Sure.
Make sure you're tagged in
Absolutely.
that one.
Absolutely.
Oh God. Well, we just made Yeet a whole thing to a whole bunch of people that haven't been saying it, that probably shouldn't have been saying it this whole time, but now we are.
Triple H said yeet.
What's that?
Triple H said yeet at the press conference.
Triple H did
That
say
was-
Yeet.
I thought Yeet was over, and so that makes sense why it's coming up in wrestling a whole lot.
Yes. I forget who yeeted me before. I mean, that was one of the Wrestle kids was doing that. Anyways, was that Bro? I think it was Bro Hemoth. Anyways, done with that.
Bro Yeeteth.
What's that? Bro Yeeteth?
Bro Yeeteth.
Bro, Yeeteth.
Oh man, I hope he watches this and I see him Thursday.
That was really fine work, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Tear to my eye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Oh, I also really liked the backstage skit with Carmelo, Trick, and Cena.
Okay.
Because we're slowly turning Carmelo
Mm-hmm.
and Trick is getting much more popular.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I think Carmelo
like
works
how-
better as a heel, though.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think Trick. I think they're not surprised, but I think they're surprised with how big Trick is getting as a face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the whoop that Trick,
Mm-hmm.
that's a catchy chant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Mello didn't really have a catchy chant.
No, but he got the reactions and he got people
Oh
responding.
yeah, he got the reaction, but like when
he
Dom
was-
comes out and everyone goes whoop that Trick,
yes.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
okay.
Carmelo
Very
is
good.
really big on the Tina scale. That I could tell every week. So, yeah, that's my scale. So, yeah, no. So, you think we're gonna have a breakup and feud between them eventually?
I think so. I
Mhm.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had a little bit of like, because between him winning and then the other guy losing the belt, and there was a little bit like I think Carmelo had something like, because somebody was taken on had beat Trick, and he's like you're not gonna beat me like you did this guy, and it really kind of like threw him under the bus.
That was Ilya.
Yeah, it was Ilya, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
like there've been seeds for the last few weeks, so that's been kind of nice. So we'll see what
Yeah,
probably
and-
by the time we get to
Deadline.
deadline. Thank you. So, big announcement: Shotzi coming back for Halloween Havoc host
Mhm.
with Scarlett.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a good idea.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those Shotzi
Have-
hosted
have you
Halloween
guys
shows were
seen-
so good.
What's that, Mike?
Have you guys seen their Ghost Adventures?
No. You told me about this, but I remember the music video they did with somebody, like last
With
or Halloween or so.
what's her name from AEW? She's in AEW now. She was flirting with Anthony Bowens. Harley Cameron.
What?
Harley Cameron.
Really?
Oh.
I did
Yes.
not realize. And she wasn't like a signed person at that point. She was just an artist or something.
No, she
right?
was not. She was. I think she's just friends with Shotzi and Scarlett. But I'm going to put in the chat room the first of a series of Shotzi and Scarlett bringing WWE superstars to
Mhm.
haunted places.
Something.
And the first thing they do is they bring Dom and Rhea to a haunted prison.
Nice. Something is
And
weird with my.
Shotzi cannot stop asking Dom if this was like the prison he was in. And it's the funniest thing.
I love it. Something's weird with my YouTube. It's doing this like speed up thing right now. I'm hoping it's just my computer or something.
You have it on 2 times speed.
I checked it. It said normal speed, so I don't know. Maybe I just need to restart. I'm gonna go and restart this thing. Anything else for tonight? I know. So AEW, Mikey. I know you said you checked in on AEW. On your check-ins, I don't believe you probably caught the entire Tony Storm angle throughout the night.
I missed that it was a silent movie.
Okay.
I missed that it was a silent because I clicked back and I saw them cut to Tony doing a thing in picture, and I'm like, that's just fucking.
Oh,
stupid.
those
and
are all
And
in-
then after
Those were all in picture.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I was
so
not aware of that
funny.
because I was like, why are they not even playing audio right now? Right?
yeah, but no, it makes more sense that it's a silent movie.
That's so
Okay.
funny, especially if it's being in
Wow.
picture. Oh my god.
that's amazing.
I don't think I like it in picture though because you could like it was harder.
It was
to tell
probably
what was
more
going on.
awkward the way I watched it, actually. But I'm just like, wow, what?
No, I guarantee it's way more awkward watching that while hearing commercials for like detergent leave-ins.
I want to
I
see this.
guarantee that's
Hold
more
on.
awkward.
I'm gonna pull up the
I
recording.
guarantee that's more awkward. Like I get you don't want to have 30 seconds of silence on your TV program to plug your silent film.
But what a
superstar.
smart place to put that, you know?
It
I mean,
is.
it keeps your attention, sure, right? You're like, what the hell are they doing with her? Okay. I mean,
I would prefer
it-
to full screen.
Was
I-
it
sure.
completely silent, Sorg? Was no music?
there
or
was
anything?
some music in a couple of spots. I imagine wherever they came back.
Yeah.
So, but for the international feed, it was definitely like
But the thing is,
mostly silent.
you don't get the gimmick if it's in picture-in-picture
You sure? about
because
that?
you're hearing sound.
You're hearing other sounds. Yeah.
Oh,
so
you
Yeah,
think, well,
you don't get the gimmick.
I don't know
That's
if-
the whole point.
I don't know if I would say you don't get it, but like you don't get the achieved effect because there is sound.
yeah, there's other sound distracting
There
you.
is other
Yeah,
sound
but-
distracting
but
you.
I mean, I mean,
Like when NXT did the vaudevillain stuff,
Mhm.
that was silent.
Sure, but they had music playing, like old silent film. So if you did a
Okay,
full screen,
but
and also the stuff she was doing was very long tail. I'm just like, they're dedicating a lot of time to this.
They're
you know,
dedicated every
like-
week now. Like they're
I-
giving sizable amount of time to these segments with
I
Tony.
can't remember
Yeah.
the last time AEW.
and I thought it would be so that Tony could dethrone Saraya, but I guess not.
I guess.
I think they're going to have
not.
a side feud. I think there's going to be a side feud happening there, and maybe a second match at a pay-per-view. Who knows?
What
I don't
2 matches, Sorg?
know.
What are
At
you?
least a buy-in,
God,
0 hour.
He's so feminist. Ugh.
Why did we buy into an AEW Dynamite when most of us already have it? You know what I mean? Like you're not selling. It was weird. I don't know.
Because they did the casino gimmick for one show and they can't let it default.
They can't. Nope. Really dedicated to casinos.
I think we're not gambling on this stuff anymore. I think you're bought in.
It was really weird. Oh, well, no, well, hold on. I'll talk about gambling at a wrestling show later. Then
When do we get like the post pay-per-view like free show that's like AEW hot slots?
he is quietly laughing,
I
or
don't
he's
know.
laughing
I don't
so
think- I
hard
don't
that
think-
Zoom is not picking it up.
I don't think you want a 2-hour show relying on Taz to say hot slots correctly for all 2 hours.
Yes, I do.
You are wrong, Mike.
Nope.
I
No,
absolutely
okay.
do.
Okay, let me phrase it differently. I don't know if TBS or TNT wants a 2-hour show.
It's okay. It's on.
that
It's on
relies
It's
YouTube.
on
on
the pay-per-view.
Taz
It's on
saying
YouTube. We can do
hot
whatever we
slot.
want.
It's the free post show hot slots.
That's yes, and that's where we let Moxley on the commentary
That-
again.
That's right. There's Moxley. There's Taz. We let Jericho on there.
Oh my
Tony Khan has to
gosh.
say hot slots for 5 minutes straight without blinking.
Just don't put JR on there.
No, JR.
No.
Oh, hey,
there was
welcome back to AEW Hot Slots.
there was a JR dig, I think, during the buy-in. By the way,
There wasn't there?
yeah, there was.
Some like quote about like is JR on Mike?
Yeah, because there was something. I think like Taz was overanalyzing like one of the moves or like old schooly or I don't know why he doesn't do this kind of thing or go for the pin. Oh, he was talking about how Suzuki didn't go for the pin after like knocking out Eddie with chops at the beginning of the match.
Got it.
And then like Excalibur's like, is JR on the mic? Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Ooh. Okay, I may have to listen to that. I
I'm
was
sure.
gonna watch that match anyway, but now I have incentive.
Yeah. No. Oh, dude, come on. It's Suzuki. The first time ever.
Yeah, it's Suzuki and Eddie Kingston. I'm gonna
Kingston.
watch.
And stick around until Eddie completely leaves. Is all I can say.
No, I heard.
He
I heard. It's
accosts
like if you,
everybody that was out there.
I heard.
I love
I
how
do have to
unhinged
say,
it is.
so one segment I did watch fully on AEW, the MJF and Bullet Club Gold stuff.
Sure.
MJF, fantastic promo. Jay White, very fine promo. Could have done without the Juice Robinson stuff.
I don't even know what he said. I don't even know what happened. What did he get into?
Could have done without it.
Okay.
He pulled out the roll of quarters that he usually uses
Mm-hmm.
and says that was for Max, and he wrote Max's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
During this week, probably not the best thing to do with everything going on.
Oh, but it is a reference to a story Max was told.
No,
I
I'm
believe.
aware. I'm
Yes.
aware of what it's referencing.
Yes.
I know it's within story. I know it's within gimmick. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, that's.
I don't care. Like
Yeah, that was real bad timing on that one.
that's Undertaker Muhammad Hassan level
Yeah,
tomfoolery.
that
That's
is-
what that is.
I mean, I don't know how much any of this gets pre-approved, but you would have thought someone would have been, if anyone knew this was going to happen, someone would have been like, "Hey, maybe not this week." Maybe this is.
They don't vet. They don't vet stuff.
And honestly, like, some people don't watch the news. So, but you very like, and if this isn't vetted, what's
Or
that?
You need to watch the news.
Yeah. By the way, I literally did not know until today what was happening in the Middle East. Like, I kept hearing something about it, but I never like figured out what it was until today. And I'm in a hole, right? So unless it is there is no way they approve every little detail of something like this in the way they, this is not a fully scripted thing.
No.
Sorg,
But
when you write out Friedman on a roll of quarters, that's not something that's impromptu.
okay,
That's-
sure, but it's
No,
not like
and-
he might, yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's a bad look all the way around.
No, absolutely.
It's a bad look all the way around. Unless and Max said he was going to end Juice's life.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, that's not something you want to be putting the characters of your television show in that position. You don't want. There are other ways to get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that's just. I wouldn't even have liked it if it wasn't for all that's happening in the news.
Yeah.
Just in general, it's not a good fucking idea.
Okay. So I gotta be honest. I did not know. I'm actually reading now. I did not know how connected this was.
Yep.
So I apologize for that. So I am educating myself right now about it. So no, I'm with you on that
Yeah.
one.
Like when MJF talks about his own personal journey, that's different
Yeah.
because that's something that he's personally dealt with, and that's something that he currently deals with a lot. And there was and especially, I just remembered this, at Grand Slam, there were two assholes.
Oh
who
my
were
God.
Neo-Nazi people who had like a I got a few quarters for you, MJF sign
Yeah.
sitting hard camera,
Yeah. Front and center hard
hard
camera.
hard
Ooh.
camera front row.
And that is a matter of like people watching that, vetting that, knowing what the reference is too. Like, but yeah, no, but I would hope they have somebody there that would catch something like that. So,
Look, if you're in the audience of AEW and you see shit like that and you are next to those people and you don't rip those signs out of their hands and rip them to shreds, you are not doing your
or
job.
at least tell security.
Or at least tell security.
That like
least
that
tell
makes
security.
you can at least tell security. That makes me feel uncomfortable because that is this, know,
Yeah.
in case like they're looking at it and they literally don't know because
They're not- yeah.
you can't get like they're not, they're not like hate speech experts or anything like that, right? So, but
Also, how many of the wrestlers in AEW like come through the crowd or like get like really in the crowd's faces when they make their entrances? Just
Mhm.
work it into your entrance. Grab that guy's sign, rip it up in shreds. It's part of the show. Ah ha ha.
yeah.
I've had a sign ripped up in my face and thrown in my face before at a wrestling show, and it wasn't a sign that was racist. It was just a sign that said no. Well, jokes was on him because we had another one.
I remember when John McChesney destroyed somebody's whiteboard every show. Every show they would bring a whiteboard. Every show it gets snapped in half. So that guy hit a Dollar General every show and
Oh,
just
yeah.
invested in
Oh,
the
yeah.
idea.
We had several poster boards that said no, so after he ripped up the one, we just brought it right up to with the second one.
Speaking of signs, I did not catch what the sign said, but Saraya ripped up a sign, and Excalibur was like, that poor guy. He spent all that time on that sign. All he wanted was such and such game to come back from the Sega Saturn. So that's gonna make Botchamania. So that was fun. Yeah, no, that's terrible. So why is this on? Well, the thing that's talking about is on awfulannouncing.com. So thank you for that. So, anyways, so there's that. Anything else from the Thursday Night War that we need to touch on, guys? Anything else that stuck out? New champions all around on AEW, of course.
Oh, what all changed hands? We know
Yeah,
that Sheeta's now.
So,
Please,
yeah,
back.
Sheeta is the 3-time women's wrestling champion. That makes sense because I know Saraya was having some health issues. I think that's why she wasn't around for she wasn't around a lot before Grand Slam, or I'm sorry, All In London, and then she hasn't been around a lot since. So I bet it was connected to that.
But see, if that's the case, why not give it to Tony Storm?
Because it's
that
not.
you're currently pushing and has.
Because you got another idea for that. Because you don't know what the other idea for that is. Slapping
There's no idea for Sheeta is
slapping a championship on her. You think that's what needs to happen with what's happening here?
Honestly,
Yes.
I'm kind of relieved they didn't do that, Mike, because what they're doing with Tony right now is so brilliant and works so well.
Doesn't need
and
a belt.
I don't really want a belt story in there yet. I like that it doesn't have a direct belt story. Instead, we're just getting this like kind of deranged side story with her that is like every bit the
I
character
want her to treat the belt like an Oscar.
Oh, I
do too.
We'll get there, but she needs to have her build up like campaign to get it.
Yes.
And that's
I don't trust them enough to do that.
I know.
well-
I don't trust them enough to do it either, Mike. And I'm really sorry, but like I want it.
No, trust me. I would love a 6-month storyline where Tony Storm goes completely insane and eventually wins the belt and says, "You like me, really like me." But I don't have trust in them at all.
Like I just
That
want
they're
her
going
to
follow through.
to evolve into like Joan Crawford-esque like levels of
yeah.
hysteria and campaigning to get the belt essentially.
Like,
and
I want them to essentially do whatever happened to Baby Saraya. That's what I want. That's what I need to happen.
it's so good. This is just like the final.
I want RJ City as her official manager.
Well, RJ City, like, there's no. Sorg and I were talking about this before the show, but like, there's no doubt that RJ City is the one who is like writing this gimmick, right? Like, there's no doubt.
Absolutely.
He's behind. This is his brainchild completely.
Absolutely.
It has his like sense of humor and reference points all over
Especially
it.
since he was in the interview segments leading into this. Like, it's just like, oh, this is a collaboration, and this has his fingerprints all over
And he's
it.
like not her manager. He's like her
Yeah.
publicist.
Yeah.
Or like her personal journalist, essentially, like personal interviewer, like stars had back in the day. Like they weren't publicists; they were like Hollywood stars in like the Hollywood system years. They had like personal journalists who like followed them around and like interviewed them.
What did you just throw behind yourself?
My heart-
I just saw something go over your shoulder. I was like, is that like throwing salt on your shoulder? Are you trying to like ward off evil spirits?
I always keep a hair elastic
Man,
around my wrist, and that was it.
It got wild.
He doesn't want to accidentally summon the Undertaker.
Because I was.
Yeah. I don't want to add it accidentally. I don't know what that summons, but I don't think we have the insurance for it.
I don't know what famous wrestler is famous for like tying up their hair. Actually, a lot of them.
Lou Albano?
A lot of them, actually. But I'd say Sonya Deville.
Oh, I'll summon. Oh.
Put your hair up and square up.
All right, I'll do that. I'll summon that. I'll summon Sonya Deville. Hey, I found it.
Hey! She summoned her hair tie back. Well, you guys can
Sonya Deville, thank you.
you can see who gets summoned over on IndyWrestling.network, IndyWrestling.us. It's a big stream week here, and realize I didn't book anybody on any of these shows. We got Thursday night fights free across all the streaming platforms, IndyWrestling.us, as well as we have exclusive to IndyWrestling.network and ringside members on the IndyWrestling.us YouTube channel. We will have this weekend RWA's Bloody Harvest, as well as VCW's Go Big or Go Home. The VCW show is featuring Ricardo Rodriguez against Facade. And actually, Facade will be joining us tomorrow on Extra Life, streaming on everywhere we stream from Sorgatron Media. Brother Sorg is doing a charity live stream, and we're inviting Facade over to play at 5 p.m. And Julian J is going to begin around 11 o'clock on the schedule. Riz and Dutters are going to be in tomorrow evening as well. That has nothing to do with IndyWrestling.us, but I just realized I need to get that in there. But of course, a lot of great stuff going on there. John McChesney and J-Rock going at it. The Rev Ron Hunt is going to defend his championship. There's a crazy 5-way with a lot of friends of the show as well. And of course, I believe Super Oprah is booked against Danny Moe for Sunday's VCW show. So if you're part of the network, get your free trial on IndyWrestling.network, or go ahead and sign up on the YouTube page as well. And you can catch both of those shows live this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, I think we kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We kick off Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So go tune into those. It's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, Thursday Night Fight's always a blast. You never know what's going to happen there or who's going to show up. So big wrestling weekend. Also, I will give a shout out to our friends. This is more local. I don't know if they put it anywhere podcasty wise, but our friends at jagoff.com. They've been a podcast. They've been a blog. They're friends of the shows, friends of the network, and they are. I think they are moving. If I'm understanding this right, I'll find out Friday. They are moving their. They went from the podcast to they were on the radio doing segments 5 days a week. Now they're going to move to a one day a week late night radio show, apparently, and they're having the launch of it this Friday. So I want to give a shout out to them. Looking forward to check that out. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, or you can get whatever channel they're on an app or something like that. You can go check. I think it's like Star 93 or something like that. But so give a shout out to them. Details are going to be over at jagoff.com. All right, back to the Wrestles. Do we want to talk about Fastlane?
Sure.
Or what does a New Japan style tag team centric show look like when a WWE does it?
I'll take a nap.
Yeah? Not interested? No. You're out. Mike, what are your thoughts on Fastlane?
I mean, we have new tag team champions.
She looks so comfortable over there. Jeez. We do have new tag team champions, Cody and Mr.
Yeet.
And Mr. Yeet himself. They're having so much fun over there, aren't they? So much fun over there.
They were having a lot of libations on the bus.
Oh my gosh!
After that win,
that was these clips.
I have to say, if you haven't seen the post-show press conference with Cody and Jay, WWE separated out that part of the press
Oh,
conference
fantastic! It's about
clip.
16 minutes, isn't it?
It's about 16 minutes. You have to watch it.
I watched a lot of the clips and the supercuts and everything.
Imagine how awkward everyone felt with the CM Punk schmoz, but everyone was also having the opposite of the amount of fun that produced. And like the only thing it needed was Cody, like within that 16 minutes, just housing an entire Pizza Hut pizza. That's the only thing that needed.
Going to town on some dry carbs.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
God, it was fantastic.
Oh man, I'm glad they're creating moments with these. They're unhinged in their own way, and I appreciate that. No, absolutely.
And then Triple H said, "Yeet."
Yes. I love it when Triple H I appreciate when Triple H appreciates something, and this is something where I'm reading reports today about how Triple H is probably completely in charge of creative and stuff like that, and I feel like we can tell.
Oh, you can tell because all of the way was on Raw. You can tell. Indy, Candice, Gargano, and Ciampa were all on Raw.
Oh, and there was a Glorious Bomb this week. Did you see this?
Yes, I did.
The Glorious Bomb is back. Bobby Roode, baby. I don't know if he's in
Bobby
creative
Roode.
now or whatever, but I'm just so happy that all of them have transcended and are together, and everything is right in the world at this point, right?
I'm just thinking in my head.
And also, we're getting a lot of Tegan Knox, and I'm really on board.
Well, because Triple H is he's having a great time just bringing back his hits, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? It worked a couple years ago. I'm gonna bring it back, and everyone's gonna like it.
And everything
he's not wrong.
Everything he built with these people in NXT was with the mission to get it to the main roster, right? This is what I want to see on the main roster. This is what I think the main roster will benefit from. And
theoretically, that was what NXT always was
right.
for.
But you would get up and you would have everybody look at this person that gets called up, because they liked them, got enough, somebody saw the match and brought it up, and then they'll look them up and down, not look at anything they did, and create something brand new for them. Karrion Kross, and just like I don't know why they're here. It's like I'm sorry, they're selling out NXT in Brooklyn for 3 years straight.
There's so much evidence of this. There's so many
yeah,
examples. But the one that always sticks out of my mind, the one that I'm like, how do you not make money off of this man when you already had him proven on another one of your shows, was Keith Lee. Like the
oh my God.
boggling of
Yep,
Keith Lee
yep.
from NXT to main roster. Like how? It was a gift. It was a gift wrapped for you.
I hope Keith Lee's contract with AEW expires soon.
Because you think like Triple H be like, give me
I'll be honest. I kind of
Yes.
want to. I feel like that is a guy that will flourish on WWE with the right rocket strap, given the chance and not
Because
being given.
honestly, he's languishing in AEW.
They're not doing anything with him
No,
right now,
no.
and they did, but also they kind of stuck him in like a tag situation for a long time, and
Yep.
But now there are. I am appreciating that they are bringing back around the issue with him and Shane Taylor from ROH. So that is interesting to me.
sure, absolutely.
And they're giving that some space. So.
I loved that bizarro intergender multi-man tag match for the beginning of WrestleMania. No, I was so psyched because I was like, this is weird and it's intergender and it's perfect, and what do we have these people in this match for? And this is great.
A 5-on-5.
Didn't get a chance
intergender
to
match.
watch that. Did they actually? Was it actually like intergender
No,
wrestling?
it was mixed tag.
It was mixed.
Although
It was mixed tag rules, but they did the thing where it was like it didn't stay mixed.
Well,
tag.
it was fun. It was fun
Okay.
because there was also a 5-on-5. I think it's a setup for the Call Your Shot tournament for Bound for Glory, and it was intergender, but there was like Jordan Grace was on one side, and there was like two other girls on the other side. So like it was like an uneven intergender, and of course they don't do the mixed tag rules.
Well,
around
there
Impact.
they just in Impact they
it's just straight Jordan Grace's
Oh,
body.
Impact. There's no.
Jordan Grace is just body slamming Brian Myers, just straight up, there it is. There, that's why. There you go.
the
Impact.
Wrestle Dream.
That's why they've lasted 1,000 episodes, baby.
That's right. That's right.
The Wrestle Dream mixed tag reminded me a lot of the mixed tags in the New Japan Stardom crossover show. In that, like, they had mixed tag rules that people pretty quickly like ignored.
Gave up on.
Ignored, like not maybe not with the speediness of the New Japan Stardom show, because that was just laughable. They didn't. None of the wrestlers cared about those rules at all. But they still, there was contact. I can't remember exact moments, but there was contact. Not as much as I would have preferred, but definitely
Also,
there.
like Athena's a badass.
You tell Mercedes Martinez that she can't wrestle a man.
Mercedes is a badass. Diamante's a badass. Like I would see them all slapping the taste out of anybody's
I mean,
mouth.
Billy Starks was in that match, and Billy Starks was only wrestling males for the vast majority. A lot of female wrestlers training, but like in GCW, she was wrestling a ton of guys. Like she's wrestling a ton of guys all the time. Like none of these female wrestlers are not known for their intergender work.
This match. Hold on, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up the graphic for this match. It is like Eric Young, Jordan Grace, Desi Hit Squad, Bravo, Jake something. Oh, I'm sorry, Dango. Dango's in this. I think I messed that up. The other side is Shira, Kylan King, Jody Thread, Bully Ray, and Brian Myers. Like it's so off the wall, like this mix of people. And I'm like, this is fantastic. Let's go. And I think there's something about the
That
winner.
just sounds like Mad Libs almost.
I think the winners to end up in a 5-way something next week, and like it's like a lethal lottery kind of thing, I guess. So anyways. Somebody did an Ahsoka 1986 TV intro. I have not watched Ahsoka, but I'll send this to you, Mike, okay? Sorry, I'm on YouTube, so I'm getting recommendations, and they're pretty good. Anyways, so back to Fastlane. Great last man standing match. I'm loving evil Nakamura. That is like the evil. And they reference Nakamura is the guy that he was in Japan that got him here. It was said on commentary during the match, and my God, he is.
That's
right?
I
The
really wish
conniving-
Nakamura won.
of course, but man,
I wish he won.
I wish too, but I think there's room for a comeback on that, maybe down the road.
But
So
also, Sorg, did you see what Nakamura used on Raw to Ricochet?
What did he use?
He hit Ricochet with a GTS.
I noticed that. And, and
You know what that means, you guys? Guess who's coming to Chicago?
Kenta. But not before he fulfilled.
Kenta, I hear he's a big fan of muffins.
There you go. Wouldn't that be great if they just started booking Kenta and all the spots that were going to book?
Kenta retweeted that and said, "I'll see you at Survivor Series."
Yes.
Kenta's great. Kenta's great. I saw that. I'm like,
Kenta doesn't
perfect.
give any fucks.
No,
like,
on so many levels.
no.
So many levels.
See, Kenta's what happens when you have like CM Punk like level like unchecked, like I'm gonna do what I want, but you don't have the like I'm going to ruin all of my chances that I get.
But also, Kenta is a guy that went to WWE and hit a career low, right? Like had by all reports lost his damn confidence, right? Was asking the jobber for the week if it was okay if he hit the GTS, like stuff like that, which is so sad because again like what did they do to him, you know? And I think that's the thing, it's I always say anybody that can't make it in any federation, it's not a matter of their talent, it's a matter of like whatever mental incompatibility, attitude incompatibility, whatever that is, for better or worse, so like I think that definitely happened to it, but also like I think when you get in a certain environment, like you gotta think about it. You come from Japan, that is a social, that is a environmental culture shock on top of a business culture shock, like hitting you. Now he's out of that, he don't give a fuck, and it's fantastic.
And he doesn't seem to like he's not worried about proving anything anymore. He's just having the matches he wants to have and the career that he wants to be actually within. And he had to go through that like that traumatizing professional experience in order to get there.
You don't get to the heights until you hit rock bottom. I think every damn biography that I've listened to, I've read, I've watched is like I remember Eric Bischoff. I couldn't pay the gas bill, and then he became an executive for WCW, right? Like, it's like, that's what makes them good at the top and appreciative at the top, right? And it's the people that get it early that turn into, like, wrecks, like friend of the show, Zach Gowen, right? Got it early, fell off the cliff, now he's living a good life, So, anyways. All right, on that note, hey, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about some indie wrestling. Emily had some experiences. I had some production experiences that we can talk about here, with, including a little bit of news around some of that. So we will be right back after this.
Hightail it out of here at 1.6 to DD Vice.
These two teams, Brandon St. James on the outside.
Oh, wait a minute. Marcus Twist, DD Vice getting the jump in here.
Against KC War in the red and the white.
Any fairness in any VCW competition. Taking Brandon St. James, and I wonder,
Diving lariat, big imp of the Independence, Marcus Twist.
Oh!
Need appetizers.
Oh!
Does in fact look rocked and now possibly rolled. Cave Rada.
Marcus Twist now taking DD lariat.
And this is absolutely unnecessary. They already won the match.
I didn't say anything.
Scheduled program. That jerk wanted to throw me in the way. They showed him.
My name is Jace Carr. I need a match right now. Bring me somebody.
No
Wait a second!
International superstar facade. That I am a journalist. I've got sources everywhere. I've been doing a little bit of asking of Commissioner Nick West. Speaking of top level, look at the balance.
Mouth, and you're going to pay for it.
And just like that, the way Facade his opponent, whether he likes it or not. Both men with a series of blows now, and God!
Man!
And his incredible kicks.
Whoa!
Channeling his chi. About to get on those top ropes, recognizing the danger, but...
And now, there's that high rent territory.
Kick, and he is!
Oh my God!
Positions! Time to start the show. I'm not Mad Mike. What? I'm Sorgatron. Still here about Sorgatron Media
Watch
Studios.
out for the shoe.
Mad Mike. Watch out for the shoe. Watch out for the hair tie. Emily Fear is here of the Grit and Glitter podcast.
That's me.
There you go. What do you? What did you
He's trying
say?
to summon Sonya Deville again.
What was it? You didn't take any pictures at the show this weekend because you were having so much fun?
Yeah,
I've had those a couple times.
I take pictures even when I am having a good time, but like, yeah, for whatever reason on Saturday at Enjoy, I didn't reach for my camera because I was just like
absorbed.
Yeah, and also I figured I was standing around a friend who like is always taking pictures and video, like has a function where they can take pictures while they're making video on their phone. So like, I figure I'll just get pictures from Jay-Z. It's no big deal.
I had a weird. When we went to Hershey Park, I remember like I just was not interested in taking any pictures, and Katie was, and I'm just like, well, at least one of us is. You know, I was like, I'm good. I'm just gonna enjoy being here. You know, I don't know. I just had a phase. You know, a no picture phase. Like this doesn't need to be on Instagram, I guess.
Yeah, I can't just. I mean, I just didn't want to pull out my phone. Really.
Yeah.
That was more. It's less about wanting to take a picture and more about like, I don't know. I'm in this moment. I don't have my phone because once I take a picture, maybe I'm looking at my message. Maybe I'm like I'm checking Twitter. Like I just, I'm trying to more and more not be on my phone when I don't have to be. And so that was kind of part of it. It was just like I'm enjoying this. I don't want to be like distracted at all.
So no spoilers. Of course, Enjoy Wrestling is going to be out here in I think probably usually a month is the lead time. It'll be on Remix with the W.com. I think it's .com. I'm going to double check that now. I think they put in our YouTube. I don't know what the current plan is right now, but
I think it's supposed to be still on both.
I think it's still on both. I think they have like a remix.tv. That's where, of course, you can see our friends at Defy Wrestling and everything else over there too. So they had the media scrum on Remix from AEW. Actually, I'm kind of curious about this now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, like really? Like, is it their side or did they pull the YouTube? It's somebody with a camera there, right? Yeah, it's whoever was there. Wow, this kind of looks better than their version. So shout outs to our friends over there, Scotty and the crew. I know we have some friends that were working on the show, so you can catch up with what's going on there. Actually, I should probably watch the last show because I think I missed that one too due to work. But I was hoping to get back from Warrior Wrestling in South Bend, but I had another gig that I'll talk about in a moment. So the biggest thing was Killer Kelly against Ida Surreal for the Enjoy Championship.
That was our main event for the night, and it was a great match. Killer Kelly's a really nice fit for Enjoy. I mean, fits into that. I like when we have visiting talent to Enjoy because they bring in a couple like kind of more known names to like augment their roster who like honestly can really stand on their own because the crowd who comes to Enjoy shows have just come to like really be rabid for them. But Killer Kelly was a nice fit for that, a nice change of pace for Edith. This was for Enjoy Wrestling for Enjoy Wrestling shows. This was the second title defense. I believe Edith has defended the title at a couple other shows, but like as far as Enjoy shows go, this was the second time. I think
Taco Mania was one of them, maybe. And I can't remember if Edith was at the Bottle Rocket show.
No, I don't know if she was, but there was not a title defense there. But yeah, that main event was great. However, maybe slightly overshadowed by the MV Young Jacob Fatu match.
Oh my God!
I don't want to. I'm not. I mean, no spoilers on anything, but like, just wait till this match comes out.
What you think is going to happen with this is probably going to happen, right?
Yeah. If you think that these guys are going to go all out for this, they are. They're going to go completely all out for. They're gonna hit every aspect of the venue while they're fighting.
I believe I had the opportunity to see Jacob Fatu filming ringside. Jacob Fatu against Damo.
Oh
my God!
I said this on Twitter, but I took a friend to enjoy this time around who's never been to any kind of wrestling and has like almost no wrestling knowledge, and they couldn't say enough good things about that match, about MV Young and Jacob Fatu, because like honestly, you can have really strong characters, you can have really strong gimmicks, and there was a lot that they enjoyed about the other matches. But when it comes down to it, like wrestling is at its essence. So much of wrestling is about like big dudes pummeling big dudes, and like that match gives you everything. It's the
Big meaty man
and slapping meat
Slapping meat.
and I really appreciate that my friend like got into it, because it's like that's a cornerstone of wrestling right there. That is, if you can get into that, you can get into almost any other wrestling, because that right there is the heart of wrestling. And so that match delivered that, like, it delivered a textbook example of the like a fine like A+ example of that type of match. I really can't say good enough things about it. The only thing I would say about this show was that it kind of messed up the momentum going into Edith and Killer Kelly, because that match was so good.
Wore you out a little bit, right?
Well, yeah, it's like compared to what MV and Jacob Fatu were doing in the ring, what we're watching with Edith and Killer Kelly is a much more like cerebral experience. So like it has a different flavor, a good one, but it isn't gonna have that kind of impact that it does that two meaty men slapping meat is gonna have. Like that's just a really big high note. So I would have recommended. I mean, in my booking brain, my armchair couch sitting like booking brain would have put Envy and Jacob at the end of the first before intermission. But can't really say anything bad about an Enjoy show, honestly, because it's 6 matches and they're all really fun. The like bounty match with Grimm ended up being like bizarre and wonderful. And
did I see you? Oh, I guess I shouldn't spoil that, but I saw one picture that I thought was, I'm really glad to see a friend of the show was involved.
I don't want to spoil that one, because there's a lot of fun
Respect
stuff.
the spoilering. This is just like Lucha Underground. Respect the spoilers for Enjoy Wrestling, because they're going to put
Friends
it on.
don't let friends spoil Enjoy Wrestling.
That's right. There you go.
Trying very, very hard. We talk about it a lot on Grit and Glitter, because it's one of my favorite promotions. It's my co-host Harley's favorite promotion, and whenever he's gone to see the shows, we want to talk about it on air, but it's tricky because you really don't want to spoil things in advance.
Yeah, wait for it to come out. You gotta wait. Remember the vibes from a month ago. You know, like
I don't think this is a spoiler, because I believe these photos of the team are out there. But the show started with a 3-on-3 the runway with Ray Lynn versus.
Good to see Ray Lynn's back in town.
Yep, and they I believe we will have reason to see her again, at least another time. I'll say that. But they were against what was supposed to be MSP and Paris Sahara, but MSP at the last minute had to bow out, as seems to happen with Enjoy shows, because this is the second time I think that we were supposed to see them and they weren't able to make it.
Things happen.
It's just cursed is all. It's not anyone's fault.
Oh, Rich Bocchini was in town for this. Nice.
But their fill-in, their replacement, I don't think this is a spoiler, because this was a replacement, not a surprise. Their replacement was Kings of the District. So my friend got to see me like lose my mind, because they're like my favorite independent tag team.
Who are Kings of the District?
You know Kings of the District?
I don't know Kings of the District.
Oh, Sorg. You've seen Kings, right? Because you've been to some Enjoy shows.
I'm looking them up. Not all of them. Not enough of them. I've been to like 3, I think. 2 Mr. Smalls and 1 at the Priory.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they were on that Priory show, but it's Eel O'Neill and Jordan Blade.
Oh, we've seen them at 880 Uncanny Attraction stuff. Yeah, okay.
Both of whom are fantastic as singles
Love
wrestlers, but their tag team is one of my absolute favorites on the independents. They're just so fun and so dynamite to watch, and they have a great chemistry because Eel can go and Jordan is a technical wrestler who will like break limbs.
Absolutely.
It's a great dynamic.
Absolutely.
They are absolutely one of my favorites, and so like not knowing that they were going to be there, just totally psyched.
Yes, so I just didn't recall the name.
Yeah.
But I remember them as a team filming and seeing at shows. So
yeah.
No, fantastic. So a high recommendation, a non-spoilerly recommendation. I don't know if I can spoiler. Well, actually, I don't remember winners for a lot of this stuff. So I got when I did Warrior Wrestling 31 here on Friday. We headed out there after the Thursday night fights to South Bend. Glad they were in Chicago. We had Mike Santana, oh my God, against Brian Keith was the filling. It was originally supposed to be Eddie Kingston, but we got Santana instead because what happened.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. We filmed a family therapy session with Frank the Clown. This is my life. Always good to roll with that. That's over on Fight TV. They returned to Fight TV on pay-per-view. Sky Blue is the new women's-ish champion. Trevor Outlaw went into the Warrior Warehouse and found the women's championship because Athena hasn't been there for a year. And defended it and lost it to Sky Blue. And by the way, Sky is still looking like, she got misted a couple weeks ago and is still kind of, showing that. So I thought that was interesting that was happening there. But I ended up at Exodus Pro, which is a new promotion by EC3 and some other folks. And this is where I did get the opportunity to fist bump Billy Corgan. So that was a highlight for me, of course.
Exciting.
So my 16-year-old me is freaking out right now. But along with that, we went in and we're doing some production for it. It was not live. This is going to be on. It's going to be on some platforms here coming up soon. Is all I am aware of. Where those land exactly, I was like, hey, we're probably going to put it here. I didn't exactly get a clear answer on that, but I'm not involved in that side of the business. I was just like, here's your video, have fun. But you can check that out. But the biggest announcement, of course, with that, and there's been some press releases in the next day, NWA is apparently reinstituting the territory system. And that is Exodus Pro is going to become NWA Exodus Pro, and they're going to identify they're going to see their, acknowledge their upcoming champion as an NWA Midwest champion. So it's going to be and I remember we had this, and this was something in the old territories day, in what I will call the fake territories days of the 2000s, because we had an NWA affiliate here in town.
Yeah.
And it was it's NWA. Then it was it's NWA, but it's really just a shitty indie company. Was the vibe in the 2000s. We've had enough stories on the show talking to some of those former NWA champions about how that really went.
Yeah.
See our interviews with Paul Atlas, for instance. Have I had Quinn Magnum on? I can't remember. So I really should if I haven't, and just have him just tell me how shit was in the 2000s. But anyway, so I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this. It's a new Fed, of course, in Cleveland. Of course, Cleveland does have a lot going on between Circle 6 coming into town and things like AEW and everything like that. So I'm hoping it's an additive thing for them. It's definitely a company that had, let me say, good vibes.
Okay.
I take a lot of stock in the backstage vibe, obviously because that's where I'm at. And right in there, it was comfortable. Other than, I would say not first show, but there's been a lot of transition since they did their first show, plus the new announcement that came out. I thought everybody was one of the good vibes. Everybody worked together. Interesting connection. For those that know local Pittsburgh history, back in about, I think, 2009, there was an IWC show where the Art Institute of Pittsburgh students took over the production. They had a 2-night stand. AJ Styles is on this thing, and Delirious, and probably Sandman was on it. Insane 2-night thing. Ended with the Gambinos, and I think Jason Gory and Shima, who's now walking wild, in a cage match, right? And that was the show they produced. And they were on the sound and helped us with camera, 2 guys from that. And I'm an Institute kid too. So, a little, graduated before these guys.
Yeah.
But still, it was a weird reconnection. And turns out they're buds with EC3 from back in the day, grew up in them and whatever. And I'm just like, what are the fucking odds of this kind of thing?
Wild.
Right?
So it was these same it was these same guys?
It was the same guys. And I was working with IWC at the time on camera, because I remember it was okay, come to this one. You had the night off for the next night. It was just so I just sat back and watched. I'm like, oh, these kids don't screw this up,
That is wild.
Right,
wow.
right. So like between that, I had never met EC3 before. I don't think I've met EC3 before because I don't think he came our way. Because I know he's done some stuff in Pittsburgh early on because I've seen the footage, but not after I came around, I think, but started watching in 2006. So
When did he get let go from WWE?
I don't know, Mike. When was he doing the Impact stuff? Because I know you were
I think
watching
he was just
that.
part of the roster cuts.
What's that?
Like the big roster cuts around the pandemic.
You're talking about the first time or this recent time?
Second time.
Like the pandemic one.
I think it was just like that, the pandemic roster cuts,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been out since like probably like 01-ish. Because if you look at the CYN Control Your Narrative stuff, a lot of it is no crowd.
Yeah.
Like kind of like what we were trying to do with Fight Underground, right? It was definitely some COVID era, hey, we got to do something here, kind of stuff. So I would love to pick his brain on that project. But other than
Control
that,
Your Narrative stuff.
yeah, because I'm just like it is a little bit like.
Wasn't that a spice company with wrestling on the side?
No, but I'm interested because there are some, I know everybody makes fun of it, for a lot of concepts that they were doing. But I am curious about the aesthetic and things they were trying to pull off, for something like that. So, but anyways.
I mean, I still want to try the seasonings, sure.
Sure. You know what? Maybe that's a sign brand they should go with at this point, right? So, no, so nothing but good things. Everybody was a good vibe. So, definitely shouts out to the crew over there backstage in front. It was definitely, this was not like an indie divey show. Okay. It was like a lot of guys that Ricky Shane Page was there. So that was nice to see a familiar face in that, but it was a lot of NWA guys. I got to meet Tom Latimer.
Nice. Okay.
He was interesting. And, also NWA roster are fucking huge guys. Can I just put that out there? These guys are fucking enormous.
They're like big, yeah. It's a big dude. It's a big dude promotion right now.
Oh, Latimer's a big dude.
Who's the NWA champion? Is it still?
It's EC3 now.
Oh, it's EC3 now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
So yeah.
We're cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They did.
Poisons have left the building.
They did some turnover. Max the Impaler is the women's TV champion. Oh, and I was looking at this app. Max is defending the belt in Japan, what I just did the other day, and it's the first time an NWA championship has been defended in Japan, and I think they said a decade, right?
I think so. And oh wow.
And it's the TV championship, and they have to defend it in 6 minutes and 5 seconds. By the way, this show started, doors were at 6:05, show was at 7:05. And I know they do the same thing with the YouTube show.
If you are out there and you have not gotten to see some of Max's work in Japan, please make a point of seeing their tag champion run while they were over at TJPW.
By the way, recommendation for WrestleUniverse.com. This is why I have a subscription still, to see what Max is doing between Max and who's the one that I always love? The one that flips people off. Maki Ito. Yes. Like, this is why I subscribe.
I have it's funny because I have Wrestle Universe for TJP. DDT is a great and Noah's on there too. So like it is.
DDT gets weird sometimes.
I mean, absolutely. So does TJP, but like in the best possible way. But like, and there's a lot of good crossover there. But like for bang for your buck, like Wrestle Universe is so worth it.
It's at least like 4 promotions.
It's and like really like long-standing, like really good promotions. If you're not watching Noah at least on occasion, like. And you want just good wrestling. Noah's got so much good wrestling.
I believe DDT's where Takesha came from. A lot of guys like Kenny Omega did passes through there. They do throw their AEW matches on. New Japan World does this. If there's anybody that's associated with them, they will put the matches from AEW Impact Wrestling on.
Absolutely. But
which is very cool.
But like TJP, like Stardom gets the bulk of the attention from American wrestling fans when they're looking at Joshi. But like TJP is just so fun. So many great wrestlers coming out of there. You mentioned Maki Ito. They bring in a lot of really great gaijin, but I will also say better app than New Japan. Way better app than New Japan. It's a nicer laid out app than New Japan. It really is. Even with the upgrades that New Japan did like a couple years ago, like it's Wrestle Universe.
It's awkward.
much
The
nicer.
New Japan one, you have to download an app that and then go to the website and hit the button, and it goes to the app, and then you can Chromecast it.
That's it,
It's just
yes.
like, what, this is too many steps, guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is there, but I should ask somebody next time I'm out there. So
Wrestle Universe so much cleaner. Nothing is as hard to watch as Stardom is, as far as streaming it. So
yeah, what are the options?
Stardom is a subscription service, and then you can stream it through the website. I don't.
Stardom World, just like
Stardom
there's a New
World.
Japan World.
I cannot remember if there's an app or not. Possibly
Oh
is.
no!
May
This,
works the same exact way.
This looks very much like New Japan World.
Yes, and this is better.
Oh,
I mean, this is
no.
better than it was,
Okay.
but it's still.
Is there an English button, or do I have to use the Google Translate?
There is an. There should. I thought there should.
Wait.
Be.
Well, there's an English Twitter feed. It just scrolled by. Okay, navigating Japanese wrestling. But hey, this is a lot easier than it used to be. You got to give them credit.
You know, it's terrible to complain about
You
it.
know what? I'm going to the official. I'm already subscribed to the official YouTube channel. Fantastic.
As you should be.
And good. I think I still subscribe to Choco Pro too.
Gotta.
I need more time. I need more time to watch all the wrestling, play the video games, and still do the cool work. That
I
do.
didn't even watch either of the shows tonight. Like while they were, well, most of them at least. I took a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, guys.
How do we keep up? Put it on while we're napping, you know.
like
and
absorb
then-
it into your
There
like
you go.
you know, put it under
See,
your.
when I'm napping, I put on old Ninja Turtle episodes these days because they put them all on Paramount.
What does that do to your brain? Does it like? Do you get weird like turtle dreams?
I mean, I've always had weird turtle dreams. I mean, I'm sorry. Who hasn't had a dream that they were a Ninja Turtle? Come on.
There's your title for this episode: Weird Turtle Dreams.
Weird Turtle. Do you see the shirt I'm wearing right now?
That's right,
the
Weird
Ninja Turtle Power Rangers crossover here. So there's that. Oh my gosh. So see what's happening there. I think I will just unconfirmed. I would keep an eye on Premiere Network. I think they have the first Exodus show. So I think they have it sounds like they have a relationship with that. And of course, being an affiliate, I'm sure there'll be something with the YouTube page or something. So I say if you follow NWA is such a weird animal because I was watching some more back. I mean, I remember like when Power first came out, it was a lot of fun, right?
First season of Power is one of my favorite things that has happened in wrestling.
Absolutely.
Like since I became a hardcore fan.
And it's definitely for the people that love the throwback stuff, right?
Yeah, but with a modern sense of humor built in and an attention to aesthetic detail that was really smart, with booking that was really intelligent and storytelling that worked really well, and people who like were just they did the job. They did well and told those stories and made those characters work. And for the first year and a half of the new NWA, like with Power and everything, they had one of the strongest women's booking like booking situations for a women's division in all of like, you know, national wrestling. So like not a big roster. I think at one point they topped out at like 6 women, but they had several storylines within them, several interlocking storylines within the women's division. And this was all coming out around the same time as I think AEW was starting, and it was just alarming to compare it.
And you can kind of tell, and I don't know if they have any international deals because like they have 2 shows running right now, and they're like at 48 minutes and change. You can't tell me that. Well, like. First of all, what company isn't trying to position themselves to be like TV ready at this point, right? Where like it seems like every wrestling promotion's getting a TV deal at this point, right? Like I could see if NWA got a TV deal, I could see them relatively competitive with like that at least tier of Impact Wrestling, right?
I don't know that they have even that level.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what their analog would be. Or what their I'm not sure what their parallel would be if they got like any kind of TV deal. Maybe like WoW.
Well, so they're syndicated. You know, I could see NWA as a syndicated thing. I could see them as, and what I mean is not like the level maybe. And again, I want to say level of quality because I feel like WoW's definitely a different flavor of ice cream than everything else.
WoW
is a sparkly flavored ice cream.
I'm about to say this better not be.
I am not throwing WoW shade.
Do not throw shade at my WoW.
I appreciate.
If you
I
can find it.
appreciate the WoW. I have it on my DVR, but I don't go and watch episodes because it's too sweet for me.
It
It is too sweet of a flavor for me.
It is not the type of wrestling show that you have to watch with any kind of attention.
No, there's like I want wrestling I don't have to think about. And they do it, and that's not a slight on them, right?
No. They know what they are, and they lean into it hard. And if you can find WoW, I highly recommend watching WoW, because at least trying it out if you haven't tried. If you're curious and you haven't tried it, like, absolutely find it. There's some really golden stuff there. There's storylines that are so ridiculous. They're so fun to recap for people. It is so fun to tell a WoW storyline. And oftentimes they're wrestlers who are that you already know.
Character named Chainsaw.
Yeah. And it's all like the most obvious thing. So there's one of my favorite characters is Coach Campanelli. Coach Campanelli is a coach. She's a coach. That's her gimmick. She's like an athletic coach, and she's great. She's fantastic. And one of the fun things about WoW is that you will see wrestlers playing other characters.
Raylan there as, oh God, I keep forgetting her name, Chili Chinchilla or
Chantilly
something.
Chilla.
Chantilly Chilla.
Chantilly Chella.
Oh, is it kind of like the Southpaw regional wrestling?
Yeah, because it's the spirit. It's the same guy that did Glow, Mike,
It
right?
is.
Like, you
It's
know
Glow.
that, right?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's David McLean.
Yeah.
It's his brainchild. You can tell
Yes.
by
yes.
everything about it.
And by the way, so I get Raylan gave me tickets like a few years ago when I was in California for one of their tapings.
For one of their
I think it was
tapings.
like season like 2 or 3. I know Tessa Blanchard was still there.
That
So I
would've
think it was
been-
season 2, if I'm not. I think it's the one where Swall won at the end of the season.
Yeah, so the issue with WoW and seasons is that it's tricky, because that is kind of season 2 and it's also like season 10.
Okay, I got no,
'Cause
I
it
understand.
existed,
Yeah.
because it's existed like
Because it was on like another channel, now it's syndicated and it's all over the place. Probably
it was.
now.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's really hard to do it by seasons. But if Tessa Blanchard was involved, it was when they were probably on Access for a little while.
Probably, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's before syndicated. I know that, but like I remember, like you watched him, like he's on commentary. They're doing live
Oh, yeah.
commentary, but he's also like producing the show. So it was interesting to watch that like from the crowd, like because it was pretty intimate because at the Blasco Theater in like downtown LA, which was beautiful building. Holy crap! Like I don't think they show enough of that building in these shots.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I think because of his like locked in aesthetic, what he like visions.
Oh yeah.
You really don't see anything like beyond the lights and like the sparkle and the flash of it. But like it is a really fun, entertaining product, and you will occasionally get matches that are actually really worth watching. It's just it's a women's wrestling show that is produced by David McLean, so you're gonna get a lot of stuff in it that's not like highbrow wrestling. As highbrow as pro wrestling can be.
But man, there's some storylines in there. I believe there is a playlist for season 1 if you want to go back on that. I think that's what I've watched most of. So on our YouTube page, I mean.
But so for like NWA, like getting kind of a larger audience via a television deal, I would hope that they could surpass WoW in that way because of just NWA's branding. But at this point, I'm not even sure that they would have the profile of an Impact. Of Impact.
What do you mean?
Because Impact's gotten to the point now where like even people who don't watch wrestling may know about Impact because it's been around long enough and stuff. But NWA, aside from being a historic brand, there's still far too few people who are familiar with any of it right now.
But if you're flipping through, again, this is not us that they're looking for. This is the common wrestling fan, right? Somebody's gonna flip through and like, oh, women's wrestling. Oh, this is goofy. I kind of love this, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if you have that flip through the channel, I used to watch NWA with my grandfather. You know, like that. That's the thing Daddy always talked about. You know, and despite like you know what they're doing with characters like Max the Impaler and the Insane Clown Posse are involved, and, you know, it's still top to bottom generally fits that old NWA aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like the member berries will bring you in, and they just need a chance to get in front of people. And I don't know if that audience is on YouTube. I think they would benefit so much more from classic television if any brand at this point would. And I don't know if that's a philosophy, but
I am just so sad that first season of Power, even the second season of Power, that wasn't the TV deal, because
that wasn't the show.
Because that was expertly produced. It was perfectly encapsulated. They had a great They had a really great champion who would be very easy for people to to cruise by and like get locked in on.
Yeah.
Some really great storylines to bring you in on. Some really engaging, like just homegrown characters. I mean, do you remember Question Mark? Question Mark?
Oh, we were definitely in on the Question Mark thing.
I went direct order to Question Mark to get one of his Question Mark T-shirts for my husband for Christmas. A T-shirt he still wears with pride because R.I.P. Question Mark. But yeah, those first two seasons, like I wish that was what was getting the TV deal, because you would get the people who were like having the like nostalgia for NWA, but you would also get a whole modern audience of possibly non-wrestling fans who would be so sucked in by this like kind of bizarrely packaged, beautifully idiosyncratic wrestling show with the little like the weird little commercials that they were doing,
so
like
fun.
the waffles and tire irons. Like,
exactly.
All of that stuff was really well done, and I think tailor-made for a modern wrestling audience or just a modern comedy audience too, and did well on YouTube. But did perfectly well on YouTube. Garnered a whole new generation of NWA fan base. But it would have been really cool for that to be the TV deal.
Tina's calling out, look at who's evolved from their time in NWA as well. Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston, and LA Knight, to name a few.
Oh, my gosh.
And there's because Ricky Starks in that promo with, who was he doing that promo with where they mentioned the NWA a few weeks ago? Was it Brian or something like that? Said he saw him on NWA at like 70 or something like that. I've heard that referenced, by NWA people, say, hey, no, we love that. We're the people that got them to their platform. That kind of a philosophy is very ingrained.
That was Starks. That was absolutely where Starks just like.
Yeah.
I mean,
same with Eli Knight.
Yeah.
Or LA Knight. Eli Drake. Right.
Yeah.
Eli Knight. LA Drake. Whatever.
Before AEW had its weirdness with Thunder Rosa, the promotion to recognize the special
she came in
talent,
with the belt.
The special talent that they had, that she has, the special presence she had. Not only did NWA seize on that, but they also built a whole kind of weight around her. They even profiled her getting into MMA. They believed in her at the I wouldn't say the beginning of her career, but definitely as she was starting to ascend, they seized on that and knew what they had there, and that got her into AEW. And now,
Then whatever happened there. So
is she on Collision?
Thunder Rosa started in Lucha, right?
She is still not cleared.
Yes, Mike. She was in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. She was in the Snake Drive.
She was, yeah, but not under her name.
Yeah.
And NWA she was already, and she was also a tag team. She was tagging with Holly Dead as Twisted Sisters, and they were getting ROH time and things like that. But as a standalone wrestler, as a singles wrestler, the company that put her that really vaulted her into a spotlight attention was NWA, and they did it really smartly.
Thunder Rosa was on Women of Wrestling.
Yes, she was
under her Cobra Moon ring name as well.
Under Cobra Moon. Look, if you name any reasonably high profile woman on the wrestling woman wrestler on the indies, chances are they've done wow.
Oh, there's a match out there. I need to find this on the Impact channel. 2021 Slammiversary pay-per-view. She was a mystery opponent for champion Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes.
Have to find that one.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we just gave you guys, hey, what's up, Jordy, in the chat room? I see you hanging out there. I hope you had a good time at the Nightmare Factory recently. I saw the pictures. Hope to see you soon. Will you be here this weekend? Anyways, sorry, seeing chat room names are just giving shout outs here. Hey, want to give a shout out? They've been feeding our guests all night. We had a lot of people through tonight. Of course, Slice on Broadway. Saw Rico tonight. Got to say hi to the man behind the slice. A New York City style yins are made. Way more than 4 locations in the Pittsburgh area. Want to give a shout out to them for feeding our crews for well over a decade of Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Ooh, Jordy will be at RWA. There you go. There's another reason to watch RWA, guys. Wait, I'm crossing my promotions. Go check them out, sliceonbroadway.com. IndyWrestling.us. Join that rewards program while you're at it, too. All right, guys, let's find out what we learned from wrestling this week before we get out of here. Who wants to go first? Oh, you got the yeet. Chat room as well, please. What did you learn?
It's something I relearned. John Cena's such a pro.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't talk about it before. The promo he cut in NXT tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It is a master class of someone who's known, but their first promo in a new promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not a new promotion, it's NXT. Like, it's been around
I'm
forever.
so happy to be here. The
But
crowd here
it's
is amazing.
It's new to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he does his Cena stuff, but he recognizes that this is a different kind of energy. And it's an energy that, like, Cena, like, Cena came out and everyone sang his song. Like, they didn't sing John Cena sucks, or they didn't sing, Let's Go Cena, or anything like that. They sang his rap. And I think
that's been happening more,
back.
by the way. That's been happening in the crowd more, by the way.
Okay. I haven't noticed it on SmackDown, but, like, I guess you notice it more because NXT is a lot more compact audience.
Mm-hmm.
But Cena, there was a lot of little things, too, from him incorporating the "We Are NXT" catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
From when the crowd was saying, "Let's go Cena," and one guy said Cena sucks.
I heard that.
And Cena can see who it is. Cena pointed him out in the crowd and said, "It takes balls to speak your truth." Thank you, sir.
When he came out of Payback, there was like one guy a few seats from me that was yelling Cena sucks, and I was like, I'm just wanting to yell, bro, you're the only one. So, because nobody else was doing it that night. Everybody's beyond that, except for the few smart marks.
Stragglers.
Oh, the what?
The stragglers.
The stragglers. I thought you were saying the Bradleys. I was like, whoa, that's a hit.
No.
So, no.
No, Bradley's way worse. He doesn't like butts. Everyone likes butts.
That's right. I forgot the butt to shout out for Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
She's at home. She's thinking about you, Bradley.
That's
next time.
But
next time. I just gotta get to a show where he's at so I can follow him around with it.
Yeah, you have to see the Cena promo.
What are your feelings on West Virginia Sunday? They'll appreciate the butt in West Virginia. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
God, totally would though.
No, I mean that was just
okay.
The Cena promo in the NXT space. It's truly the first time that we've seen as a televised audience what John Cena would be like if he just worked random indies.
Interesting. From the chat room real quick, Tina says, what I learned, Billy Starks is doing great work, won the Wrestling Revival Grand Prix, this Revolver Grand Prix this past weekend, and the MIT stuff with Athena is amazing. Yes. Okay, 2 notes. Wrestling Revolver, by the way, shout out to my friend Jen Doe that I worked with Friday night on camera. I think she was involved on camera with Wrestling Revolver as well. Also, Renee Young was on commentary with Veda, and I forget who the third girl was. I think they had a 3-women booth, which I think is the first time they've done that there. And John Moxley presented the Grand Prix trophy or whatever it is to Billy Starks. That was fantastic.
That show is absolutely worth catching.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what a wonderful way to really celebrate Billy Starks' like this next like era of her career. If you have access to ROH and you are not watching and you are not following the Athena, it's one of my absolute favorite things that's happening in wrestling right now. It's one of my favorite storylines, especially like with women's wrestling, but like any wrestling, it's a great story. And Athena and Billy are fantastic counterparts, but like you got to be watching it. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think is Revolver. What's Revolver on? Is that still on Fight or is that over on Premiere now? I know everybody's fucking switching all over the places.
Switching. I think it's on Fight. I'd have to double check.
Okay, so definitely go seek that out. Look them up. I'm sure.
Find them on Twitter. You'll find the links.
Yeah.
At the very least, put them on your radar because everything that they're doing is exciting, and we need to be covering them on our show.
And just randomly, I want to give a shout out to Neo Pro Wrestling. I've been talking to them. I was talking to them a few months ago about their streaming product and stuff. I'm glad to see that they're got on a good platform with Premiere Wrestling, so you can check them out to watchpremiere.com. Some companies are on there. I'm kind of catching up because the landscape keeps shifting, and I'm trying to catch up. So literally, I've worked with one promotion that's been on 3 platforms in the last year. So that's the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. What'd you learn?
Oh boy, what did I learn? It was like
cough.
I learned that you maybe want to put your epic meaty man slapping meat matches a little bit apart from your main event title matches. Just in case,
Yeah, just in case they overshadow. Yeah.
Just in case there's, especially when Jacob Fatu is involved. Oh God.
It's okay.
I'm dying. It's after midnight. I'm dying. I'm dying. I've learned that that after midnight I'm dead.
I'm done.
I learned, most importantly, I learned tonight not to badmouth biker old Undertaker to a room of wrestling guys. And that's why I'm dying, because you guys cursed me, didn't you? Also,
Cursed!
No, it's because you summoned the Undertaker.
No, he's choking me from beyond the bike. From beyond the Harley dealership. Oh, sorry.
Beyond the Bike was my alt rock.
Okay, one more thing. I learned. I relearned this. So this gimmick with Tony Storm is working so well, and it's just a reminder to us that the right booking angle, the right gimmick can turn around a wrestler's trajectory within a single episode of television. So, people were dismissive of Tony Storm for a year. Rightfully so, because they hadn't figured out how to make her talent translate to character. And then RJ City was given the book and basically said, do whatever you want. Golden Girls gimmick, old Hollywood, whatever you want to do, RJ. And here is what we have. And it works to a brilliance I would not have thought possible. So it's just a reminder, booking decisions, gimmick decisions, these are so important in a wrestler's career and in their trajectory with a company, in their general career trajectory, and it can turn around overnight when given the right mix.
I from the chat room.
Oh, there's one thing that happened on NXT. I'll mention.
Okay, I think that's it.
I'm rolling on her. I need a mute button for the couch. What was that, Mike?
I also learned that Paul Heyman might be recruiting someone new to the Bloodline. That was a very interesting.
Daughter of the Rock was being spoken to. Yeah.
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 And that could lead to Roman versus The Rock if The Rock doesn't like how Roman is treating his daughter.
Oh, hold on a second. I had you muted while you were
Thank
coughing,
God,
while you're dealing with that.
Thank God you did. I'm so sorry. What was she in before? She was in another faction, right?
She was in
the Schism.
The Schism.
The Schism.
Schism.
Real quick, because I realized we're going 2 hours on this show. I don't know how we did that. Jordy said, learned that AEW, WWE, both are ultimate promotions that are so fixated on being better than the other that they aren't using their talent of today correctly. Probably because they brought all their old names in.
We didn't even touch on that, really.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so true, Jordy. So true.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, there is a little bit of we don't think our talent here is big enough to take on what they have.
It was the old dude show.
It was a little bit.
I don't know about that. None of the old dudes wrestled.
But also they
on
the window
AEW,
dressers.
on AEW they did.
And I think Tina pointed out that Wrestling Revolver is on Fight Plus. I do believe the Warrior Wrestling show is on Fight Plus as well.
$7.99, great want
to get it for AIW.
Just
So
just
I'm just gonna. Oh, geez, I'm just gonna add that subscription so I have it. At this point.
It's
So
it's
why
the
not?
best money honestly it's the subscription I use the most.
Wrestling subscriptions. And like even the ROH, like I'm throwing on old ROH shows. Like I throw on randomly to fall asleep to like Samoa Joe and Bryan Danielson from like, I don't know, 2005. So or 3 or 4 or something. Yeah. Like that's a good value if you've never dug into old ROH, by the way.
That'll give you some good dreams.
So yeah. So I want to give a shout out people who stuck out to me this weekend. There's a guy. They had like it was like a wrestling seminar something creative process thing. It was a 2-day thing. It happened to be going on while we were setting up for the show on Saturday, right? AC3 and Billy Corgan and some other people were presiding over it on creative and everything like that. And everybody's cutting promos. And I will just give a quick screenshot here. Hold on, I want to do this so you don't see the thing. So let me give a shout out to Highway Miles Jacobs. Okay, he looks like a trucker. The gimmick is he's a fucking trucker. Okay, squash match over with the crowd. Fucking great. I heard his promo through the curtain, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? Right. Highly recommend. Also, shout outs to Mark Anthony for being murdered in this match and lying dead in the corner through a promo and into the next battle royal. Okay? Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. This whole segment, this whole sequence, because this is coming out of intermission, you have the squash match, you kill this guy, and I think Mark Anthony we've seen down at VCW under that or a different gimmick, and I've had a chat with him before. And into the Battle Royal, which the Battle Royal, they had one at the first show, in which they actually call it the Giant Novelty Check Battle Royal presented by State Farm, and they have Mike from State Farm, who's an actual State Farm agent in the entire State Farm getup, the red like hat and everything, very nice guy. Pastor CeeLo, if you know him, there's matches. Go look up Pastor CeeLo versus the Soul Taker, for instance, from 880 Wrestling on YouTube. Pastor CeeLo is tremendous. We've had him at VCW. He's been at 880 a few times. He won the first big check, and he's getting called out by the interviewer about all of the bling that he happens to have since the last show, and he keeps saying it's for the kids and the charity, and now there's a bigger check. So, which I think he won. I don't, and that's not a spoiler because I don't know. I'm pretty sure he won this one too. So shout outs there. Some talents to look out for that are in between the Cleveland, Pittsburgh, West Virginia area. I don't know where Miles come from. I don't know if he's a Cleveland guy or where he came from, but I want to look him out. Highway Miles Jacobs is the name. So just throwing it out there. Really appreciated those points. Those were the not big name highlights from the show. Let's say it that way. Yeah, go look out that up. Yeah, keep an eye on their social media for X's Pro to see when this footage is going to come out, where it's going to come out, all that kind of stuff. So they're going to have to do some post-production and stuff on it. So anyways, Emily, thank you so much. Emily Fear, Grit and Glitter Podcast. You can look it up on your podcasting thingamajiggy.
App of choice.
And
we're everywhere.
And there's a Patreon. Please
subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com, GritGlitterPod. We put bonus podcasts there. We have a weekly newsletter you will receive with match recommendations and little essays from our correspondent team. And also just follow, if you can't do our Patreon, please just follow us on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and Instagram. Same credentials, GritGlitterPod. Yep. And find me on Twitter, too, at ForkedPGH.
Go. Mad Mike 483 on social medias of your choice.
Yes, and I was also on the most recent, I think, episode of the Aloha Mora podcast where I talked about Harry Potter.
There you go. And I have been seen. I haven't been anywhere else, actually. So
You've been on an awesome cast.
There's an awesome cast. I talked with my brother. It was the brother cast today. Again, we're going to be streaming Extra Life on all major Sorgatron Media streaming platforms that we can. Please tune in for that. Get the link and submit for charity. Actually, the link is over on awesomecast.com and sorgatronamedia.com for the latest episode. If you want to get ahead of the game and drop in a couple bucks there, it's for a good cause. So please tune in for that. We're hoping to have some fun. Definitely mark your time for 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern time. I think generally Wednesday evening we're going to have a bit of fun here with a few people, and I'll probably drop in and make some noise too. I understand that my brother has set up, because a lot of his PC gaming is off of a Steam Deck, and he has an app on there that randomizes the games. So he might be playing video game roulette on that thing. So I'm very interested to see how that's gonna go. I really hope he has something like wild, like he's got a Barbie game in there for some weird reason or something like that. Just for
Hey, don't you disparage Barbie Dream Horse, Sorg.
Oh, was that one of the good ones?
Sure. It was one of the ones I remember.
Listen, I picked up a Top Gun PlayStation 2 game last year at a thrift shop when the new movie was coming out. It's garbage. Anyways, now you got me. All right, I'm gonna get through this coughing fit. At Sorgatron on all the social medias. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.